Hi, I'm Doug Wallman. I'm going to do an unboxing of this Eravsow Coffee Scale. To me, that's what it is. This came to me just like this. I mean, there was no shipping box. This was the box. Somebody from Amazon sent it that way. And the delivery driver just left it like outside one of the back doors. Whoops. I'll just tear into that a little bit. Alright. Well, I don't know if anyone wanted to see that box a little up close. Probably doesn't really matter. Yay, there's the box. I'm just showing off the fact that I can even focus. Just setting on my camera, I think it's one of the ways to focus. There's a fast focus option. I think I finally learned that. But only one of the focus modes has that. I don't remember if it's called Flex Zone or what it is. But yeah, it comes with batteries. I was almost going to give in to one of those kind that you can just charge via USB, but I'll just keep with the traditional way for now. Or there's one of those smart scales, but I don't know if I want to bother with that. Instruction manual. Yay. Looks like it has one of these covers. Nice. Is it struggling to focus? Wow, I'm not impressed. Come on, you can do it. And it can't. Maybe it's because of the lighting situation. Of course, only when I start the video. Before it was fine. Now it should be better. All right. I can hear that. So I just need to get a better lens for this. Maybe that's what I need to do. I mean, I have a nice lens, but it wouldn't really be meant to hang way up there. And I could barely get the focal length from that particular lens. I won't say which one it is, but this one's just a 40 mil. I'm not sure what the problem is sometimes. Right now I probably have a slightly high ISO. Oh. It's probably just really close focal length for that, but it should really work. Anyhow, besides my camera or lens, besides those kind of issues, let's get moving here. It could also be the fact that it's probably having a harder time focusing going through this remote thing. Maybe that actually slows it down. I don't know. But right now it's calmed down. I'm communicating with my phone here with the Canon app. If that makes it harder to focus. Because, you know, I can't change focus. But there's not much. Now it seems to be working, so I'm confused. But hey, there it is. No, I should have just brought a way to make coffee right here, but I never even thought of that. I'm just going to move everything to where I have my coffee. Let's try that. All right, I'm back. So you turn it on, you press the tare button / power button. Just hoping this focusing works a little better. So let's try for maybe approximately 20 ounces of water, which means I'm going to have to change the units. 2 ounces. Tare button. There we go. So now we're zeroed out there. That's not what I meant to do. Oh, I probably need to clear that out anyway. I meant to do this. There, I'm going to preheat this. Or heat it. Was that grams before? Oh, I'm just tearing it again. Whoops. Okay. We gift up. What can I say? Might as well enjoy it. That's so bad. Yeah, that's actually good. Too funny. Hi, it's Doug Wallman. Now I may be combining some of these videos and others keeping separate. So anyway, I just bought a scale, received that. And then I was trying to do a pour over coffee using the Bodum, which is an excellent pour over, but it was just given to me without the filter basket that went with it, which is like a metal mesh, as that was called. Yeah, I think it's called like steel mesh maybe. And it came without that, so I was just using it with just a paper filter without that. And it had only one incident where it broke on me before. I'd used it multiple times without that busting open. But it busted open on video. Actually, I think it didn't even really show it busting open. It stopped right before that, but then somehow it started again after that. So it didn't even really show the moment that it busted, but it does show me pouring hot water in there and just going through. Anyhow, I am receiving a steel filter for that. But in the meantime, I ordered this Clover. It's like a pour over, but it's a little bit different, and you'll see what I mean here. I think it basically is in the pour over category, but you'll see what I mean when I open this. I think I just ordered this either 1 or 2 days ago, and I received it before some other stuff I ordered. I was surprised how fast this came, but I shouldn't be. Well, it's kind of a plug for Amazon, I guess. It came so fast. If I call it Clover, it's clever. I knew better than that. Make sure there's nothing else in the box. So just the packing. Clever coffee dripper. Now, I wasn't sure what brand I was getting. I thought it wasn't by the main Clever Coffee Dripper brand because what I seen available there wasn't the clear, so I went to a very similar looking one, or so I thought. And let me see if I can remember the name of that. I took a picture of it. It says Coffee Makers by a Bid, brand a Bid, but I don't see a bid on here. It looks like it's invented by EK International Company, Taiwan. Well, I don't know who actually makes this per se. I think there actually is a Clever Coffee Dripper that's maybe the main one that I've seen out there. But their clear one was not available on Amazon. So I went like one under there, and I thought it was a different brand, but I don't know. It looked very similar. Maybe it's identical. I don't know. This looks legit. I know it's coming with some coffee filters. So cool. What was this? This is like a manual. I did read some stuff online on kind of like a recipe, like how many minutes to do what. This suggested steeping time 2 to 4 minutes. I mean, if nothing else, I remember to do that. And I've seen some people pour in the water first and then I didn't even explain how this works, but you'll see. I'm probably not going to actually do this tonight. Let's see if I can either do it tomorrow morning when I'm ready to drink coffee. So looky there, looks like I got a bunch of coffee filters. I think these are like number 4s. They don't look like Melitas per se, they aren't. But they'd be pretty close to that. Anyhow, I'll see if I have an open container of Melitas, like stuff them in there. Sometimes I do keep weird stuff like that. And there's the lid to it. There's different ways of doing it. Basically, the idea is you unwrap this before you start yakking some more. Yeah, I'm surprised how fast this showed up on the mail room. So yeah, it looks like a really nice coffee maker. I'm pretty sure I could just fit my Yeti under there. In fact, I could go check if I can do that. I'm pretty sure I can. All right, so it looks like that's gonna work just perfect. I really like the idea of this. I don't know if I've seen this before. Maybe I did, but if I would have, you think I would have pounced on it. Clever Coffee Dripper. And you can sort of treat it like a pour over. The only difference is this. There's a release valve on the bottom. You put your coffee and your water in there. Some people put the water in first and then the coffee, the ground coffee. Or some people put the coffee in first and then pour, almost just like a pour over. Only thing is, there is some risk if you do it that method and don't know exactly what you're doing. You could risk plugging this up, or if not plugging it up, it'd go a little bit slower due to, it's possible to sort of halfway plug that up. But at any rate, you get the idea. You get the best worlds, like between a French press and a drip. So this would, I always forget the proper words, but this would be a submersible method, kind of a hybrid, and kind of like a drip method, all in one, and filter. Of course, unless you just get I suppose you could put like a metal mesh filter in there if you wanted to, but that kind of defeats the purpose. I imagine this would be somewhat similar to a siphon. Only thing is it's going one direction instead of both. But I better not say that, that it's similar. But in my own mind at this point, it is. Clever is made by the quality assured material Triton copolyester, which is a BPA-free plastic. No guarantee that I pronounced that right. Clever, www.handybrew.com. I think that right there can probably save me a lot of explanation of what's going on here. This actually may be by the Clever company. I'm not, don't quote me. Maybe they source their stuff out to other companies. But I don't see any other branding on here. It says Clever Coffee Dripper right on there. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. But anywho, it does say it right on there. Clever Coffee Dripper. So since I'm not going to make it tonight, I prefer to sleep, I guess. No, small batch wouldn't probably hurt me. 12 ounces. I'm thinking about it, but probably not. It's tempting though. And I already showed this, but it also has a lid too. Wait a second. No, okay, this is the coaster. The lid's right here. So, you know, you may or may not need the coaster, but just in case, let's say you had a couple beans and you accidentally put those on top of those, or something that was creating a little bump there, you could accidentally release before you're ready and get all over your counter. So this kind of assures that that won't happen. This is very similar to those things that you used to be able to buy from Starbucks. That would be a Tivana tea for loose leaf tea. I still have mine. Let's see if I can find it real quick, actually. All right. Yeah, similar in concept to this, where you put loose leaf tea in here. That mine's got a little bit gross, but it would still work just fine. And then you'd let it steep, and then you'd put it on top of a cup, and your water would pour out, or your tea rather. And this is the same concept here. I don't know if steeping's the right word for coffee, but kind of. You let it steep just like a French press. What did it say here? 3 to 4 minutes. But if you treat it sort of like a pour over, you could also let it bloom for 30 seconds or something like that, maybe longer. But some people don't do that. Like I said, some people put the water in first and then the coffee if they want to avert the risk of any clogs. Well, you really shouldn't have clogs unless you have maybe too fine of a grind. I suppose it is possible. But you do have a filter. But I suppose even with the filter, there could be a risk of that. I'm not sure if I'm still recording. I am. Anyhow. Yeah. So yeah, that's going to work great with my... It fits on there perfect. This is a perfect solution. See if I can show that a little more. Whoops. Well, I could maybe increase the ISO here a little bit so you can see a little bit more. See? So my Yeti is kind of dark blue. It's a navy blue, I think. So to make it show up a little better, increase the ISO. Anywho, there's that. Once again, there's these filters they provided. They call them size L, but I'm pretty sure this would be like a number 4 Melita filter. I thought I'd compare the Melita filter. Whoops. The Melita filter to what they have available here. So it's, at least it's similar in size. It looks like it's made a little different. Talk something here about natural fibers, wood pulp 100%, environmentally friendly paper whitening with use of oxygen compounds. Anywho, I'll probably just continue using my Melita until my Melitas run out, and then I'll just start using those. All right, well, I've kind of rambled on enough. I don't know if there's any instructions I could read. Well, I know there is, but there's a real basic instruction here. Begin by heating some filtered water to 195 to 205, and that's within that. They're ranged by the Coffee Association or whatever. Use a ratio of 6 ounces. It gives a ratio there. 6 ounces of water to 9 to 11 grams. I'd probably do a ratio of 1 to 16.7 or something, or maybe 16. Put the paper filter in the brewer and rinse using fresh water. Grind the coffee at a fine coarseness. A fine coarseness, huh? Be sure to use the freshest possible grind for best results. I do have some coffee I just paid for at a local roastery. It's quite fresh, and it wasn't cheap. When the water is heated, put the grounds into the filter and pour in the water. Cover the cone and wait. After about 1.5 minutes, remove the lid and stir the coffee. During the steeping process, keep the lid on and Let's start over. After about 1.5 minutes, remove the lid and stir the coffee. During the steeping process, keep the lid on and try not to let the temperature drop to below 195 Fahrenheit. Have a preheated container ready for when the coffee is done brewing. After steeping for about 4 minutes, the coffee will be ready. At this time, place the brewer on top of your container. This is just to get you started. Be sure to experiment with your brewing method and adjust to your tastes and preferences. Happy brewing. This is from the ska.org store. Maybe this is something they added in here. I don't know. Max heat resistance, 100 degrees Celsius. And there's some more, probably more detailed instructions with here. Instructions of use. Suggested instructions to be adjustable based on personal preference. That's a nice way of putting that. Prepare and place the filter paper inside the clever dripper. Pour in hot water to warm the dripper and release the water into a cup for pre-warming. Now, if I was in a hurry, just going off to work, I may skip some of the warming stuff, maybe. Grind type, coarse to medium ground coffee. Suggested water temperature, 90 to 96 Celsius. Suggested coffee ground and water ratio, 1 to 18 to 1 20. So actually, a lot of times I do use the 1:18 ratio. Now 1 to 20 seems pretty weak. I'm surprised I didn't suggest maybe 1 to 16. Anyway, suggested steeping time 2 to 4 minutes. Steeping time and grind type and water ratio to be adjusted according to personal preference. Steps for extraction: add coffee grounds into the dripper, pour in hot water. Place the lid on dripper and wait for steeping and extraction. Am I still recording? Yes. Place the dripper on cup or pot and let the coffee drain down automatically. Once finished draining, just lift the dripper off the cup and the liquid release will stop instantly. And it talks about instructions for dismantling. Not really a whole lot to it. Number 5 here for remarks. Not for use in microwave. Not for use on stovetop. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to do that. All right. Well, I've kind of went on long enough. I'm still not sure if this is actually by the Clever Coffee Dripper company. But whatever this is, looks like a really good product. Korea patent number. Japan patent number. China patent number. Wow, they got some patents under here. I think there's another one too. Maybe not. Japan, Korea, Taiwan, and China patent numbers all underneath here. Interesting. Definitely have rambled on long enough. I'm going to try this in conjunction with my scale, but I probably won't do it till the morning. Maybe tomorrow morning, or I might have to wait till the weekend. Just depending on how I feel on a Thursday morning, like 4:30, maybe 5 at the latest a.m. All right, see you in just a little bit. Hi, I'm back. This is Doug Wallman. I'm going to be trying to be using this Clever Dripper. Almost forgot what this was called. It's about 5:15 in the morning, 5:16. That says 5:13, but it's a couple minutes off. First thing I think I'll do is go ahead and grind myself up some coffee. It's the first time I've ever used my lid to do that. I've seen other people do that, the lid to my coffee grinder. Otherwise, normally I use this. I guess we're just going to go with somewhere around 31 grams. Maybe a little bit different. I have some different things in my head all going on at once here. That'll give me around a 1 to 16.5 ratio. This is a new coffee here. This is, just got it yesterday. It's by a Coffea Roastery. It looks like a delicate blend here. It's supposed to have notes of apricot, honeysuckle, and it's delicate. So whatever. I won't say how much this costs. This is only like, I think 12 ounces. Should be 16 ounces for what it costs. You get 12 ounces, roasted on 6/21. June 21. What's the date? June 24th. So, anyhow, let's get this going here. Power on my scale. Tear it out. It didn't really show it that weight anything, but it should. So what are we going to go for here? Somewhere in the vicinity of 31 grams, which is what I usually do. Regardless if I'm just a few ounces off. Whoa, there's no way. Oh, yeah. Keep going. See, I should probably be doing this from a different angle here. I don't want to keep getting in the way, but I have limited space here too. I think that'll do. It's about, where's my cheat sheet at here? That's a little much. About, there we go, 30.9, which is about a 1 to 16.5 ratio, somewhere in there. I'm going to seal this back up. Once again, that's my roast that I'm using. Rico. I better get to moving here. I'm going to put this in the grinder. I probably am going to coarse it up just a little bit more. Right now I think it's at 28. I'm going to do, we'll go with an even 30. Okay, 31. I think that's 31 right there. All right. Just thought of something. I might need something to stir with, so I quick grabbed that. All right, so here's our clever dripper. It does have this coast thing, which I do not believe will be necessary. But you know what, just to be safe, we'll use it. Okay. Now they did provide some filters, but I'm just going to use my Melita filter since I already have the box open. Number 4. Ooh, cameras have been confused about what to focus on. Focus right there. All right. So yeah, I just kind of creased the edges there, like everyone does. Now I have enough water in my Bonavita kettle here to sort of pre-wet the filter a little bit. And I have it on the hold feature, so if we get in here, we're at 205. My voice is kind of low in the morning. I usually don't do videos in the morning. I think this might help with this problem here. There we go. If the container's too big, you can always just use a spoon or something to help drain this out. So that's just to kind of pre-wet the filter. Supposedly heat up the clever, which it probably doesn't really retain much heat being it's plastic. I see a little bit on the bottom, but I guess that's something that I watched some reviews and that's just to be expected. There will be a little bit of heat there on the bottom. Or a little bit of water, sorry. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead, pour our, I think I'm gonna tear this one more time here, just to see what we have here for grams, to make sure it's right. Yeah, now it says 31. Not a biggie. Now it says 30.9. All right. So I'm going to probably tear it one more time. I'll probably go to ounces. That's what I'm used to. Let me stand on the opposite end here. I think I'd rather be over here. All right. Let's kind of level that out. Not that that matters. I'm used to doing that. And I filled up my Yeti with just hot tap water. I mean, you could do it from your kettle, but now supposedly this has an 18-ounce capacity, which would be 510.291 grams. But I've seen some reviews where people don't really encourage you to Oh yeah, I should do the timer. Whoops. I forgot. I'm going to do a little bloom here. I was probably about 5 seconds in before I hit the timer. So right, we'll keep going now. I think 3 to 4 minutes in there, probably including the time that it falls down. I forgot the right terminology for that. Steep and release is the kind of brew that this is. Oh, I forgot. I was actually going to put the water in first. So we'll see if that's true, if this clogs up from putting in the grounds first. See, it's too early. But I think I'll be just fine. What am I aiming for here? Well, I want 18 ounces, but I doubt if I'll get it off of this. Maybe. Might have to release some first. Really, this isn't a pour over. I can just pour it in there. I think we're maxed out at about... Yeah, we're already going inside the other side of the filter a little bit, which isn't really good. We're maxed out at 17.81 there. It is a pretty coarse grind though, so I wouldn't think it would matter too much that I did the coffee grounds first. But we'll see about that. How long should I let it steep for? Right now it says it's been on there for 3 minutes and 15 seconds. I'm going to put my water from my tumbler in here, the hot tap water. So I'm going to get ready for the release part of this. So it's at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and put this on top of my Yeti tumbler. Away it goes. Focus there. I'm going to put it forward a little bit so you can see it a little better. Get this out of the way a little bit. Focus right there. We're at 4 minutes and 7 seconds. 4 minutes and 10 seconds. It didn't really have any problem. I'd say it's done about now, which is 4 minutes and 15 seconds. It might still be dripping a tiny little bit, but as soon as I let up here, I would say that's pretty full. I'm just gonna go ahead and treat the rest. Whoops, sorry about that. I'm gonna treat the rest like this is just a normal pour over, I guess. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll, just to finish off trying to get 18 ounces out of this, I'm just gonna estimate Oh, for a second there, I thought that was just coming straight out. Like, no, there's a little reservoir on the bottom. I heard it going down in there. I should have tasted that. But I know this will be about 18 ounces. All right, this is a 20-ounce tumbler, but if it's about where it is right now, that's about right. We're not being totally scientific here, obviously, but I'd say that's about right. It's kind of hard to estimate where to place here. This way, yeah, that's about right. Let me taste this. That's good. It does have a different flavor. Of course, this is a different roast, different coffee than I've ever tried, so it's a little unfair in that regard. It is good. It's very, very smooth. Okay. Yes, I know I'm going to ruin it with cream, right? Definitely drinkable without, but I'm just going to add it regardless. Wow. I'm going to have to show this to my mom. She likes good coffee. Sure, I'm not late for work here. We got time yet. Very good. Yes, I'm ruining it. It is. I can tell this is very good coffee. I thought that was a strong ratio. I would actually have it a tad stronger, maybe, or not. It's really good. I can't tell how much of the difference in taste that I'm tasting is due to the new coffee variety that I got, or if it's or if it's my method of brewing. I'd say it's a little bit of both. A local roastery. Just picked it up yesterday, like I said before. Yeah, wow. I've been used to adding cream and sugar lately, even though I do pick up some pretty good blends. And by the way, I didn't use the lid. But I heard one local reviewer, not local reviewer, he's not local, sorry. One reviewer said he didn't think it served any real purpose because he tested it. I probably will use it in the future. I just forgot to use it. Still plenty hot. Yummy, yummy. Well, guys, I got to get ready for work, but thanks for listening. I'll go ahead and cover that. All right, we are ready to call this a clip, I guess. I think I still have water left in here, but I did not really measure that out. I just put it to the fill line because I knew I'd want to rinse out the clever dripper. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this on the trash. It's easy clean up. Give it a rinse. My tap water is pretty hot, so that shouldn't be a problem there. I'd seen on some reviews where people were saying it does discolor over time on like the bottom part. I'm going to see if I can keep that from happening. But if it does, it does. See, that's a pretty easy way to make coffee. Now it doesn't quite give me the 18 ounces without a little fiddling around, but it's not a big deal. I can just add a little bit more after it's strained because I want to fill my Yeti tumbler right. It was advertised as 18 ounces, but maybe that's accounting also for the grounds that are in there when it's at full capacity as such. I better go, guys. Thanks for listening. And good morning if you're listening to this in the morning. Have a great day. Hi, it's Doug Wallman. I'm back with this clever dripper. It is about 5:10 in the morning. That says 5:08, but it's a couple minutes off. I think this time I'm going to try to remember to add the water first and see how that goes. So I have my water ready to go here. It's holding it at that temperature, around 205. So I think what I'll do is set my scale there, grab my Molita number 4 filter, just kind of folding it here. And I think we'll go ahead, I got enough water in here to pre-wet it, or pre-soak the filter. I think I'll do a little more than last time. I don't know if I tasted water or not last time. And supposedly that warms up, and I've mentioned this before in the previous video. Supposedly it warms this up. I don't know how much it really does that. Probably do a little bit. Now I have my Yeti tumbler. I just put hot tap water in there. So yeah, that's ready to go. Really, I suppose the first thing we should do is measure our beans. Gotta grab those beans. Same kind. Coffee Roastery. Rico. Wash process. Apricot. Honeysuckle. Delicate. That's what it says. I think we'll stick with 31 grams in there. Power on the scale. Change it to grams. A little awkward for me to do this angle. Yeah, 31 grams. All right. Sometimes I lift up, put it back down and see if it kept the value. Yeah, 30.9, so we're good. 30.9 grams of coffee. I think I did 31 last time. Somewhere in here I have a reference for this coffee grinder settings. Now, if I was going to do, let's say, a French press, so it's 31 to 36. Well, I'm at 31 right now. So 30, 31, 32, 33. We're going to go in a 33 range this time, just a couple notches more. It was at 31, but now we're at 33. So looks like I lost my ability to monitor on my camera. Yay. Anyhow, not a big deal. So we're going to go ahead and grind. Put this back on hold. I don't know how that got out. All right. So we're going to go ahead. Well, this isn't ready yet. Thinking too far ahead. I'll grab this. I'm going to go ahead and dump the water, hot water, out of this clever dripper. Some people would pour that into their cup or let it pour from the bottom into their cup, but I already have my tumbler. It's keeping warm over there. So yeah, I'm not going to pour the coffee in first. I almost did that again. But so what we're going to do, I'm not sure if I'm going to go, ultimately I am going to go for around 18 ounces, which would be around 532 milliliters. I'm not sure if it's going to go for like 400 mil or 450 mils to begin with, because I can't totally max this out right away. So anyhow, let's tear this out. And maybe I'll go for milliliters initially here. Let's make sure I don't have any place where it can help focus this. 400. I don't think I'm going to get 400 out of this. And that's, well, maybe. Well, right there, that's 355 mil. So, that's, if I'm going to add water, or if I'm going to add the coffee, I better add it now. It's probably already lost its temperature a little bit. And we'll give it a quick stir. Try to put this back in here. There we go. Oh yeah, timer. Yeah, I should have started that a while ago. Probably not too aggressive. Wonder how hot that really is. Oh yeah, you can put, there is a lid for this, but. So yeah, it's actually more like 183. So you could actually, even though the kettle, you know, you're supposed to go from 195 to 205. I think you could probably go hotter initially. Then your slew, I think it's called, would probably be more in the right range. See, I haven't even used this lid yet. Probably should have washed it first. I wonder if that's what it really was. If I didn't go deep enough. I'm just curious. Surprised it lost that much temperature. But maybe not, because that probably is about right. Yeah, it says you want to give it a chance. Now it says 177. So initially you may want to go hotter than 205. But you may not want to listen to me. So we're approaching 3 minutes here right now. Of course, I was a little bit off to begin with. I didn't get the timer started right away. Sorry, I'm trying to focus the camera and I'm bumping it. Let's give this another... I think now I could probably just go ahead and get this ready here. I am going to, we're at 3 minutes and 50 seconds. We're going to put this on here now. I should have teared that out, but nah. All right, I think that actually is about done. And here it says 4 minutes and 40 seconds. I think it was actually done before then, probably more like the 4-minute 30-second mark. Oh yeah, and there's not 18 ounces in there, so I forgot to keep this water hot. I'm gonna probably do, I'm just gonna guesstimate at this point. I wonder if I could tilt this. Whoops. Tilt that up. All right, so we're gonna, no, I might have been I might have been able to add a little more water initially, but I didn't want to risk, you know, after pouring coffee in there, having it be too full. And since it's pre-soaked, I don't think I want to soak it any longer. We'll just let it run through there. just from looking at the markings on the paper filter, it looks like I could have went a little higher, but it's really hard to say. Not really much higher. And it looks like I could add a little more to that. I don't know if this is really a recommended method. You're pouring into pre-brewed coffee, but I know there's more there, at least according to the ratio there is. I don't know if there is a bigger clever dripper. I could look. I think this is the biggest one anyway, conventionally speaking. That's about right. That's about where I want it. In fact, it could have actually been a little bit less. So yeah. Let's get rid of this here. There's my coffee. Let's give it a taste. Let's aim this back down again. Yeah, that's good. Now, can I tell the difference between the method yesterday? Maybe a little bit. At this point, not too much difference. I think it is closer to a French press this way. And I do like that, actually. It's possible I didn't hardly stir at all yesterday. Today, at least, I stirred a little bit. I'm just curious how that's going to pair with my cream. That is good, though. If I was going to drink it straight, I think I actually prefer how that tastes to yesterday's, even though yesterday's method was really good, too. Now, this cream I just got, but it's probably not the best for camera. I wouldn't say it's curdling. It doesn't have a nice camera appearance. Maybe that's what happens when you don't get the kind with the screw lid. Just air gets in there. I'm not really sure. I'm just curious how this is going to taste. Yeah, that's good. Now I noticed, in my opinion, it was a dramatic difference in flavor after it started cooling. And I know that, I kind of know what to expect in that regard, but it seemed even more so yesterday anyway. I don't think it was my taste buds waking up. And I hadn't brushed my teeth or anything weird. Because I was trying to maintain the flavor of the coffee that day. But it's actually weird not to brush your teeth. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah. Well, I have to get to work, guys. I think we're going to go ahead and put a lid on that. Take one more sip on camera here. Turn off my scale. Still counting down. Stop it and then turn it off. Gotta press and hold there. Do my cleanup routine here. All I gotta do is just dump it into the garbage. And of course, rinse it out real good. Yeah. We went through this yesterday on camera. Yeah. Well, finished cleaning up off camera. But hope you guys have a great day. God bless.